Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. So this is a special little mini episode to just kind of say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to the channel, because we just crossed 700 subscribers. It's literally a year since I started the channel and it's been building and growing really slowly, and you know, this is nice and it's lovely that yeah, we've had so many people who have commented and followed, and people have come up to me and told me they liked it and stuff. So as a special little thank you, here's a little how-to video of how to fix a sticky Magura piston. Now I've got my which you will have seen in the last video that came out, and also there's a video that's coming out tomorrow. You'll see me riding it that as well. And I've got the Jack Carthy lever with the Magura slave cylinders, and then Carthy brake mounts, and at the moment I've got Castelia pads in there, and the whole thing's working really generally quite nicely, apart from I'm having a little bit of an issue with the rear lever, which is that at the moment it's quite hard to see, but if I try and zoom it in a bit, it's not actually returning quite as fast as it should be, which is slightly problematic, because when it gets, like, I'm not sure what it is, but the last couple of rides, towards the end of the ride, the lever is suddenly just really not returning, and basically when it gets too much pump through it and stuff, you can feel there's a sticky piston kind of thing in there. And this is a really common thing with Maguras, but I'm going to try and hopefully show you that it's a really relatively easy fix, and something that you can do at home with a couple of tools and some basic lubricant, and should hopefully fix it and get your brakes all working really nicely. So let's see how this goes. So to start with, there's basically maybe three tools that you're going to need for this job. The first is a couple of Allen keys. Well, I say a couple, you should pretty much only need this guy, which is Mr. Number 4. You will then also need some of this stuff. This is 3-in-1 oil. It's, as I said, multi-purpose oil. It's really good at lubricating things, but not making things too sticky. So that's kind of good stuff for this. You also might need some of this stuff. This is disc brake cleaner, also known as isopropyl alcohol. It's really good if there's any gunk or anything in there. I'm going to use a really tiny bit, because I don't want to damage any of the seals or anything, to see if we can loosen some of that up. So, right, that's basically all the stuff we need. Also, actually, I've got just a big tub of these, some of these big wipes and stuff. They're really good for just being able to clean some surfaces off in case we need to. So, by the way, if you haven't already, please do subscribe. As I said, we just hit 700 subscribers, but we would always like some more. So, yeah, let's see what happens if we can get these brake clamps and everything off. So, first of all, I'm just going to remove the bolts and the clamps and the pads as well, because don't want them. There's actually some quite sticky stuff under there. That's not so good. Don't know if someone's tried to lubricate that with something else in the past. Again, this is a second-hand bike. It didn't belong to me, but very carefully gonna rub some of this stuff across the back of the pads, and then wipe that clean. Now, pads like Magura brake pads aren't like disc brake pads, as in you can contaminate them, but they're not as easy to contaminate, but you can still do it, so you don't want to do it. What I'm also going to do is try and see if we can clean some of this gunk out from in here. Then what I'm going to do is just use a very small bit of this stuff, which I say is disc brake clean. I'm going to point it away from that. And oh, that is a strong smell. And I'm just gonna move the system there, so you can see that's moving really nice and freely there. What I'm going to try and do then is I'm going to use one of these, which is a reusable zip tie. I'm going to go up this end, and I'm going to zip tie the lever so that the piston, which is this bit here, as you can see, is now all the way out. It's actually moving relatively freely there, which is quite nice. But I'm just going to try and dry some of this stuff off here, because as I said, I've just sprayed a tiny bit of disc brake cleaner on it just to try and clean it up. Right, then this is a brand new thing of oil, so I think I'm going to have to cut it off. Just use the edge of my crank here to, there we go, cut the lid off of that. And then, just going to do another. So this is a really, really lightweight oil. I'm just going to put a few drops of it on each side there. I don't know if you'd have been able to see that, but got some oil on there now. It's sat on the seal quite nicely. And then what I'm going to do is go back up this end, remove the zip tie from there. And then I don't know if you guys can see this, but basically I'm going to pump the lever so that what happens is basically we get that piston moving really nicely, but I'm going to pump it loads and loads and loads so that basically the oil has a chance to get into the seals and everything and lubricate it nice and good. So that's hopefully done something good there. So what I'll just do now is get another wet wipe in there, really try and soak up some of that excess, because I don't want any of it to get on the pads or, God forbid, on the braking surface. Again, it's not as bad as disc brakes, because when you contaminate a disc rotor and a set of disc pads, there's virtually not a lot you can do about it, because they need to be at such precise sort of tolerances. But with a rim brake like this, if I contaminated this brake surface, I could just get the angle grinder out, grind the surface, and it would be pretty much okay again. But still, don't want to make too much of a mess either way, which I don't think we have done. So chuck that back on there. Right, then just have to remount the brake. So probably speed this up so that you guys don't get bored. So as you should be able to see now, basically if I pull the lever, the pad is returning really nice and quickly, which is pretty good. It's not perfect. I probably need to do the other side as well and give the brake system a full little bleed, but basically that's about it. So thank you very much for watching this little video on sticky pistons with Maguras. Basically a little bit of 3-in-1 oil seems to be what helps with it a lot. I can't guarantee it, because I don't think Magura recommend doing this in terms of their own servicing and stuff. I've tried to find some of their videos to see what you would do with a sticky piston. I couldn't find any, so this is what's worked for me. It's never damaged my brake system or anything else like that, but I can't guarantee anything else in terms of yours, but it does seem to be what has worked really well for mine. So again, thank you so much for 700 subscribers. If you haven't already, please do go and press the button and subscribe. It's really helpful. And yeah, enjoy this and hopefully many other videos. The next video that's going to come out tomorrow actually is of me and my girlfriend riding trials together. She's come out on her trials bike for the first time, which is really great fun, and hopefully we'll be able to make some more videos of that soon. So yeah, thanks very much, take care, and see you all next time. Bye bye.